Hello, I'm Professor Rad, and today we are going to add integers using shapes or colors. I think of this as doing battle. Bum bum bum. So here's how it works. You gotta pick either a shape or a color for positives, and then either a shape or a color for negatives. So I'm gonna do both, but you only have to do one. You don't need multiple pens, right? But I'm gonna think of blue squares as positives today. And I'm going to think of red circles as negatives. Again, it doesn't matter what shape you choose or what color you choose, just make a choice and then use it. So when I'm going to add 5 plus -4 plus -6, I'm going to write out what I have. So I have 5, that's a positive, so I'm going to write out 5 blue squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these shapes and colors are doing battle, so if you have to use a different color, we're going to write the other color on the next line. So now we're going to add -4. So -4, I'm using red circles, so I'm going to draw 4 of them underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have a -6, so I'm going to draw out 6 more circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's my setup. These are my two armies. I've got 5 blue squares and a whole bunch of red circles. Now, what happens in the battle every time is the shapes mutually defeat each other. That's what happens. So, for example, this first square is going to defeat this first circle, but the first circle is going to defeat the blue square at the same time. They cancel each other out. Same things with the second, third, and so on. So that's why we put opposing teams right next to each other so we can see who is defeating whom. And then whoever left wins the battle. So this is who's left. So it looks like since we have red circles, the negative team won. So that means our answer is going to be a negative number. And there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them left. So 5 plus -4 plus -6 is going to give us -5. So let's use this technique and find a few more sums. So we're going to find -5 plus -8, and I'm going to continue. Let me write my little key up here. So red circles are going to be for negatives, and teal squares are going to be for positives. So let's start out with part A here. So we start out with 5 negative. So I'm going to start out with 5 red circles. And then we're adding a -8. So same team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this battle is really boring because there are no blue squares. All we have are just a bunch of red circles. So there's no canceling that happens in this case, and we just count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And since they were all playing for the negative team, it's a -13. Cool. Let's try this next one. We've got 5 plus 8. So the 5 is positive. So I'm going to draw out 5 positive squares. And then 8 is also positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we found where all the positive numbers went in that previous battle. So all we have are positives, so same thing. Nobody dies, hooray, and we just count them all up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we get a positive 13 for this one. And that makes sense, right? That's what you would expect if you add 5 and 8, and you should expect to get 13. So let's try part C. We're going to start out with 5 red circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to add a positive. So positive are the blue squares, and we've got 8 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now both teams have finally shown up to the game or to the battle, and so there's some mutual extermination. So 1, 2, 3, all of those guys disappear, and in the end, this is who remained. So we have positive squares at the end, and there's 3 of them, so we get a positive 3. And let's work through this last one. So for this last one, we start out with positive 5. So those are the blue squares. We got 5 of them. And then we have negative 8. So the negatives are the red circles. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Then we have mutual extermination. And in the end, we ended up with 3. And since they are the red circles, they're going to be a negative 3. So 5 plus negative 8 is negative 3. And there you go. So to be honest, this is probably my favorite way of adding integers because it's like a little game. It does get a little tougher if you have to add decimals, right? But this is how I can think about adding things. I can think about whether things are playing for the same team or different teams and whether anybody gets exterminated or not. In the next video, we're going to try and boil this process down to some general rules so that if I had to add 5,828, I don't want to draw that many circles and squares out, but I can sort of generalize this to a rule process. And if I forget the rules, I can always come back and think of it in terms of this little game if I need to. So looking forward to seeing you then. And in the meantime, I hope you have a magical day. Bye.